Mr. Sneeze by Roger Hargreaves. This is Scotland, which is a country somewhere near to North Pole. The weather in Scotland is winter all the time. When it isn't snowing, it's freezing, and where it isn't freezing and snowing. So you can imagine how cold it is. Because it's so cold in Scotland, everybody who lives there is cold as well. You can tell if somebody comes from Scotland because everybody there has a red nose. People in Scotland aren't the only ones with red noses. In Scotland you can see red-nosed dogs closing, red-nosed cats chasing red-nosed mice. In Scotland you can ever see red-nosed elephants. And what you hear most of the time in Scotland is a noise that sounds like this. A tissue! The sound of the sneeze is very common in Scotland, which is not very surprising, is it? This is the story of Mr. Sneeze, who lived in a small snow-covered cottage in Silvertown, the capital of Scotland. Every morning, Mr. Sneeze woke up, sneezed, got up, a tissue, sneezed, got dressed, a tissue, sneezed, went downstairs, a tissue, sneezed, had his breakfast, a tissue, sneezed, and went to work, still sneezing. I don't feel so well. I don't like this sneezing. Sneezing all the time. He thought to himself every day until one day decided to leave Scotland and try to find a cure for the sneezes. So that very someday, Mr. Sneeze packed the things he'd need for his journey. Immediately had the sneezes, sneezed, locked his front door, sneezed and sat off, walked and sneezed and walked. Tissue! He walked across Scotland and he sneezed and walked and sneezed for days and days until Scotland was far behind. As he walked away from Scotland, he noticed that there was less and less now. And eventually, he walked so far that there was no snow at all. And as he walked, he noticed something else. He wasn't walking and sneezing. He was walking and walking for the first time in his life. He wasn't sneezing. Not at all, not a bit. Not even the tiniest tissue. I wonder why I'm not sneezing, thought to himself. But he must have thought his thought out loud to himself, because the voice behind him replied, "You're not sneezing because you haven't got a cold." Mr. Sneeze jumped, turned, chair behind him stood a wise old wizard. "What's a cold?" asked Mr. Sneeze. "A cold is what you catch when you're too cold," said the wise old wizard wisely. "Oh," said Mr. Sneeze, "but I come from a country called Scotland, where everybody's too cold all the time." "Nonsense," snorted the wizard. "I can't be too cold all the time because of the sun." And he pointed to the sun, which was smiling in the sky. "But we don't have any sun in Scotland," said Mr. Sneeze. "No sun!" exclaimed the wizard. "How extremely extraordinary! We'd better do something about that then, head away." "Yes," agreed Mr. Sneeze, not quite knowing that the wizard was talking about. "How far away does the place called Scotland?" asked the wizard. "It's miles and miles away," replied Mr. Sneeze. "In which direction?" asked the wizard. Mr. Sneeze pounded. "Shall take long," said the wizard, who then waved his hand and muttered some magic words, which wouldn't be magic if you told you if they were. Whatever those magic words were, they worked before you can say sneeze, but the wizard and Mr. Sneeze will transport to Silvertown, which you will remember in the capital of Coldland, as usual as was known. I say, this is a cold, gloomy place, said the wizard. A tissue, replied Mr. Sneeze, who had started sneezing again. Coldland stared in some sunshine, said the wizard, and that's going to take some rather special magic. Please hurry up, said Mr. Sneeze, was rapidly turns into the snowman. Now, said the wizard, ignoring him, I'm going to say some magic words, and I will you to sneeze 3 times immediately afterwards. The wise old wizard then held up his magic wand and muttered some more magic words, which would then be magic if we told what they were. I teach you, sneezed Mr. Sneeze, quite suddenly as if by magic, which indeed it was as the sun came out from behind the big black clouds and it stopped snowing. There now, said the wizard, that's don't stop the sneezing. And then after muttering some more magic words, and without waiting to even say goodbye, he disappeared. Mr. Sneeze just stood there in the sunshine watching the snow begin to melt. After that, the sun shone every day until today Coldland isn't anything to read. You can see red-nosed dogs chasing red-nosed cats chasing red-nosed mice anymore, and these days the sound of the sneeze is very, very uncommon sound indeed, and even Mr. Sneeze doesn't sneeze anymore. And that isn't the only thing different about Mr. Sneeze, as he discovered himself when he looked in the mirror one morning. Can you see what was different about Mr. Sneeze? It happened one more other time too. See if you can find the page where that was. A tissue!